for what you're giving up with all the hacking and everything, like I don't see that as that big of a deal. Since that seems to be what more people complain about. Streamers, pros, people who are just casual players. That's what they all complain about. But you just have to sacrifice this one thing. Are you willing to do that? Welcome, everybody, to episode number 162 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike.
I'm Justin.
Justin, how we doing, bro?
I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I got some awesome news. Not ready to share it yet, but...
My fucking guy, my boy. Proud of him.
You guys will know eventually. But yeah, got some awesome news.
Yeah.
So I'm doing good, and it literally just happened.
Nah, you're doing great, bro.
Yeah.
You're doing fantastic. Yeah, it was sick. I was really happy to be here to experience it. So yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
This whole episode could just be us rambling about this shit.
Yeah.
But no, man. I mean, we were coming off of, both of us. We were having like just long weeks. I mean, you had a long week last week. You were in the office, which you always complain about. Sucks,
yeah.
You know, and then I just had I had a bad week at school. I texted you today, bro. Like, my day at work was just it was just L.
Yeah.
Like, constantly. Yeah. I was like, bro, I just can't wait to, like, come over here and just talk about gaming.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I don't want to do anything with, like, teaching right now. I just want to call it, you know? So, no, it's good to be here, though. But, yeah, man, we came off of... You know, more or less, like I said, tough week. And then we were coming from the watch party. And we were talking about how Boston was going to be playing in the next week, which they just played. I mean, you guys are seeing this now. It's been, over a week since they last played. They played the sinking Seattle Surge. They 3-0 stomped them.
Yep.
This was a nice little... Yeah, this is a good confidence boost.
Yeah.
You know, you were texting and we were texting back and forth being like, this should be a 3-0. They should win this pretty handedly. And they did. So yeah, I was looking forward to that. I was a little nervous just because I'm like, man, I don't know how the morale is with these guys at this time. You know, I hope that they can just get this and they stomp these guys. So when they go into the major, they're like, all right, like, we're not trash, we're good.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like, we just put these guys away.
Yeah, and they secured winners bracket for Miami too. So by the time you guys listen to this, Boston Breach will have won their first ever major.
Yeah, bro. They are the major 2 champs. They didn't drop a map.
But yeah, they secured winners bracket, which is the whole schedule for the CDL this year is just whack. It's bad. Doesn't make sense.
It's terrible.
Yeah. We're not even going to sugarcoat it. It's awful.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense, and it's not fair to the other top teams.
It's not fair. Yeah, it's not fair to the other top teams. Viewership wise, it's just not good for new viewers because they're just putting like the worst matches up, like the bottom of the barrel teams versus the bottom of the barrel teams. Well, like, you don't want that. Like, they don't have room to like move matches, which, I mean, no, they should. I'm sure they have the power to do it because they're the ones designing the schedule, but also they should. Yeah. Because Friday, we have 2 games. Bro, 2 games.
Bro, I didn't watch either of them.
They're 3-0. Like, it was so quick.
Yeah. And the thing, too, like, you know, to your point, like, I see these matches, it's like, you know, I don't think this was one, but say it was, like, Thieves versus Gorillas or something like that. You know,
there was one, you know, over the weekend, yeah.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't really care to watch that game. I'm like, I don't care about that. There's not a lot of stakes there. You know, it's 2 teams that are like at the bottom of the leaderboards here. And I'm like, okay, yeah, one of them will win, get some CDL points. I'm like, but does that matter where they're going to start? Like, not really, you know? So it was just kind of, you get these matches where I'm like, why am I really watching these? I'm not watching like high level COD, you know? I mean, look, I'm not saying it like to any level that, well, these guys suck, you know, but compared to watching something like on Sunday, there was the New York and Optic game. Both teams are 6-0. They've been flawless. Or was it 5-0?
6-0.
Oh, yeah, 6-0 during that. And, you know, again, they haven't lost at all. They're in the top 4. And it's like, okay, this is, you know, going to be a really good match of 2 teams to see where they stack up. Those are the ones that, like, I'm locked in the entire time, you know? I know you can't make them all the time like that. But yeah, it does suck. You get a lot of these matches where it's like 2 a day and it's over in 5 minutes. Or some of these matches, they're just filler matches.
That's the thing. Like, we're obviously going to get like the bad teams,
Right.
like, bad matches. Like those matchups will always happen, but they need to be able to do like in your example, LA Thieves versus LAG, and then on the same day they do like Optic New York, like a banger match.
Right.
More people will be likely to sit and watch the LA Thieves LAG match just because they know Optic is playing later on.
Right.
But they literally had 2 days where they didn't have any star teams, and then the next day 3 more matches, no star teams.
Right.
Like, so they have to be able to shift those matches around, and people can say, "Oh, well, the players." I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's online. They should be. I think if you're a professional player, I mean, again, maybe people will come at me, but you should be able to flex a day. It's online COD. You should be able to flex a day to be like, all right, we're going to play this day instead.
Yeah.
And they should be perfectly fine with that. You should be ready to go at any point.
Yeah, I agree. I would assume that most of these guys are. But yeah, they as a team should have that flex to be able to go and move around whenever they need to.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly was like that back in the day, I think, where it was a bit less formatted. Where they were like, they had to kind of just play whenever and they weren't really sure. But now, yeah, they're on this super strict schedule and it does suck. You get these guys who they never play. They're like, man, we've played in person like only a handful of times since this season started. Like, it's been going on for months, we've only watched one major.
Yeah.
That's it. Like of an actual in-person Call of Duty event.
End of March.
Yeah.
Till Major 2.
And the thing that's even worse about all of this, because we love it so much, is that there are these teams that lose, like they're, I don't know, like what, 2-5 or like 3-6 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or, yeah, no, 2-5, 2-5 or somewhere around there. And they're starting in winners.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah. And it's just,
it makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense. It's a format, the schedule, like I don't get why they don't do all the teams play each other once.
Yeah.
That would make the most sense.
Right.
12 matches in a whole split.
Right. That's what you would think.
Yeah, but they don't do that for whatever reason. And I mean, I'm sure that there is a reason.
There's got to be.
Yeah, but they should be doing that. That makes the most sense and it's the most fair.
Yeah.
It's like you said, if you're a 2-5, you shouldn't be starting in a winner's bracket.
No.
And I'm sure those teams that are 2-5, they know that too.
Right.
They're like, wow, we barely got here.
Right.
And it's just not as enjoyable for the viewer. Like back in the day, for the people that watch competitive COD, it wasn't like this. There was no like bracket play originally. It was, you have this pool play. You're put into like, say, 4 pools with 4 teams, and the top 2 teams out of that pool, you usually have to finish 2-2 at least. You make it out of that pool, and then you get put into a bracket.
Right.
And the bracket is double elimination. There is no loser's bracket or winner's bracket. So you can imagine, like, all day is COD. It's just constant matches. Yeah. And that's good because, like, if we have an LAG versus LAT, that match sucks and it's slow, we can switch over to another game.
Right.
And, like, watch that. But with this format and how the league is, like, they can't really do that. And there's only 12 teams, too. So, like, you can't have a bunch of teams.
Yeah, and then when you... when the matches finished yesterday, they had the bracket filled out for what it was going to be after the Optic New York one. And you just see these matchups that are going to be in the winner's bracket, and you're like, these suck. Like, They all suck, And like there's a lot of teams in there that I like or I'm going to be supporting, but it's so top heavy. That's the problem with the league right now. Like, I mean, I'll keep it real. It's like, man, Boston's going to be playing New York winners round 1. Like, I'm stoked we're in winners, but fuck, like that is so match. Hard. It's not like they're playing someone's like, that's doable. Like, it's possible. It's like, anything's possible. Always going to believe in them. But man, that is like, that's for a lot of these teams, that would be a death sentence. It's like, all right, well, we've got one free game to lose, and then go down to losers, And I saw they talked about it on the flank, and I thought it was a good point that they're like, I'm not really going to be watching these winners matches as much. Like, I'm more looking forward to these losers matches, just because like there's a lot of stakes. Like, these guys are going to be playing really hard to try to stay in this tournament. There's actual stakes involved. So that'll be exciting to watch. But like, if there's going to be I don't know, name like, a top 4 team playing against, like a Miami Heretics, I'm like, whatever. I'm going to go watch them 3-1 them or something like that. I really don't care.
Yeah, it's this game. It's so top heavy. It's Optic, FaZe, Ultra, New York. Not in that order, but those are the top 4 teams. Like by far and away. Like it's not even close.
Yeah.
And I think Scrappy said it in the flank. It was either the flank or on the watch party, but he was like, the top teams will punish the bottom teams like badly this year because of the maps. And like a lot of the bottom teams that are like playing against each other, they have close matches because they're making so many mistakes that it's just all in the mesh, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, so it looks like they're making good plays, but they're not being punished enough because the other team sucks too.
Right.
Where I think it was Ultra versus one of the bottom tier teams. I can't remember who they played. Maybe Rocker. I think it was Rocker.
Okay.
And they destroyed. Like, it wasn't close.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure Ultra, everyone on the team dropped over like a 1.2.
Yeah.
Pretty close to that, which is insane at a pro level. And yeah, it's just so top heavy this year because of the spawns, because of the maps, also the teams too, like, but even MW2 was more competitive than this.
Yeah.
And MW3 is a more fun game.
Right. Yeah, it's just really strange because, I don't know, this year for Call of Duty, like in the CDL, it's like kind of boring almost. Like, you feel that? Like,
yeah, it's because the talent's just,
it's all in those teams, Like if the whole league was just based around these 4 teams facing each other, back, all right, like here we go.
Yeah.
But a couple of these teams, like there was a big upset with LAG beating FaZe. I mean, that was like a mega shock, but nobody in their right mind is going to say that LAG is a better team than FaZe. Like they played that series right back after, and FaZe could easily 3-0 them. I mean, FaZe almost like walked it back on them. And they were like laughing, and then they lost that last bit. I don't really think they care that they lost that match. They had winners secured. This match was literally for nothing, for like 10 CDL points. It's like, they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
So you get these matchups where they don't care because statistically or like points wise, it's not worth it to them. Seeding wise, it's not worth it to them. And then you get all these games that, are just going to be, they're so predictable.
Yeah, and like I'll point out the 10 CDL points. That's like part of it. Like they should care because it's a professional match, and it's not. I mean, it's still good for the viewer. Like, yeah, it was awesome to see LAG beat FaZe.
Right.
But like you said, we all know that FaZe was probably testing out maps, like testing out like certain scenarios.
Right.
And they should. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Doing that in an actual match that counts towards points.
Yep.
But my thing is like, if they're going in, they should still worry about the 10 points. But it's because of the format. Like, they're just so far ahead in terms of points, it doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
Because I know people don't like comparing it to professional sports, but like if you're watching any other like professional sport, like football, and they've like clinched a playoff spot, so they could just lose the rest of the year and it doesn't matter. They still go out there and they're trying to win. You know, they're not. I mean, I'm not saying FaZe wasn't trying to win. They almost did win. But it's good for a viewer to know that they're still going hard at the game and that the points like matter for them. But because of the format and the skew, like they're just so far ahead. Right. And it's just they're so far ahead and we're not even at Major 2. That's a problem.
Yeah, and I can't remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but do the points at the end of the year, like being first or second, does that really matter?
It matters for seeding, for champ seeding.
Yeah, okay.
But like we know, I mean, unless some team makes like an insane run, the bottom like 8 teams make a run.
Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, they know. I mean, the points matter, of course, because if you're in the top, was it top 10 or no, top 10 is it, or 8?
Top 8.
Yeah, top 8 qualify for champs. So if you're in that bottom 4, you don't go to it, you know?
Yeah.
Which obviously, like, everybody wants to go to that event. FaZe is going there. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. They know they're going to go there. So that's really what they're playing for. Like, yeah, again, the seeding, yeah, you're right about that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see a level of urgency with some of these smaller matches. Like, I'm sure they were upset about it, but it wasn't a match where, they should be beating themselves up, being like, wow, you guys just blew that, because of, you're not doing, I mean, they played bad, I think. I don't think they played as good as they usually do. But it's not the end of the world to them. You know?
That's why we need more matches.
Yeah.
In total. Yeah. Just play a ton, because you hear every team, like, practice is going good. And like Miami, for example, they've been saying that, and then they finally won. And I think it was it Vickle? No, it was Eric Boom. He was like, if you guys saw practice versus like our matches, it just doesn't translate at all. And every pro team says that, but like someone has to be losing, right?
Right.
And it's still the bottom teams that are still losing.
Yeah.
But it's also those teams saying like practice is good, like we're doing good. Yeah.
I'm like, are you, bro?
So it's like, maybe they are. Maybe, like, we don't know. I think they play like 9 series or something for practice, which is insane. That's a lot.
That's a lot of playing.
But if you're playing that much, like, we don't know. Maybe they're going 50-50 in the series the whole time. Or like 60-40, something like that.
Yeah.
They're playing it close. But then it all comes down to one match. Mm-hmm. And they just, you just keep getting the wrong end of it.
Yeah.
Granted, you can argue like they're professionals. It's one match.
Right.
You have to be locked in and ready. That's fine. Like, I get that too. But I think for the viewer's sake, like, we want more matches too. We just want a bunch of COD.
Yeah, you just want to watch it more. That's, plain and simple. So with this format, it's tough, I mean, granted, like, what was it? Yeah, Friday, we get 2 matches.
Bro, I didn't watch the Friday matches either.
Yeah.
I was at work.
No, same. I was just like, I was with our buddy for guitar, and they had him pulled up, and I was just like, oh, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. And then it's like, I think it was like Thieves were playing. I'm like, oh, yeah, they 3-0'd him. I'm like, nice.
Yeah, and it just...
I'm just like, whatever. I don't really care about these matches.
It ended before I got out of work.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Yeah, you're going to get food with it? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Plans canceled. Yeah, and then Sunday, like, we had some good matches. I was like, okay, I get to look forward to this one. Like, I'm excited to see obviously see the Breach play. I'm like, but I wasn't, like, stoked on it. I was just like, yeah, they'll probably win this, but of course we'll watch it. Then the Optic one, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a banger. Like, this will be a really good series.
Yeah.
And it was an insane series.
Yeah, and there can be so many things that correlate to, like, why these teams are bad and stuff, and could be the game. It could be the maps that are like a big part of it too.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence of maybe they bring back like Hotel or something. Like some of the maps from MW2. I don't think people want to do that. But
I mean, dude, I don't know. I don't think Hotel's that bad compared to what they got for some stuff. I don't think it'd be awful.
Or like after this major, they have to add Investa.
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
And
there's no way they don't.
Yeah, and then maybe like try out Departures and like add that too. They just need some
more stuff.
Yeah, they need more stuff because they added Rio, and you can see even like the bad teams can sort of compete with the top teams,
right?
Because it's mixy,
right.
And the maps on this game, like Invasion, if you screw up against a bad team, you are punished like immensely.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're spawning back palace and you're just spawn trapped there against a good team, you're not getting out.
Yeah.
And we saw that with like even Boston. We've seen that against them, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But they did that to Surge.
Yeah.
This time, so
right.
And like
so it worked out for us.
I think they can see this.
I was gonna say, bro, I didn't even comment on that. Did you do that yourself?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it looks nice.
I haven't hung it up yet, obviously, but we got our goat Thanos.
Yeah, the man. Yeah, I gotta go get one because what a frame run you like $25, $30, something like that.
Yeah, it was like $20.
Yeah, bro. No shout out to Michaels, bro. I love Michaels. Like, frame looks nice, but dog, $140 to get something framed. Like, goddamn.
I got the picture behind you.
Oh yeah.
That one.
Yeah,
that one's like professionally framed. That's also because it's a professional photographer.
Yeah.
These are like posters.
Yeah, bro, I'm bugging. I got one of these posters like pro framed. I mean, it looks great.
Well, is it that one? Though?
Yeah, that one.
That one's worth it.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
I think so too.
Because it's our whole reasoning, right? It's like
here's our rationale.
It's a part of like esports history.
Yeah,
and CDL history. So, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with the CDL.
Yeah, right.
So we won't go deeper into that, but that's why we have these. Right?
Yeah,
like, and they're all signed.
Yeah,
which is cool.
No, I agree. I mean, I think like at the end of the day, I'd like to have them like, protected and secured for, years and years to come. Cause I want to have this stuff when I'm like 45, 50.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
to look back and be like, look what we used to have.
Yeah. I'm like, look at this. This is a slasher.
It'll be sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going back. Like those are the matches that we had on Sunday, and they're pretty good. So now we've got the major coming up, which will be exciting. But man, I was gonna touch on this. Did you see this shit with Apex? Did you hear about this?
Yeah, it happened yesterday.
Bro, I don't know if anybody listening to this. I mean, now it's been a week out, but I think this is like unprecedented.
Yeah.
So I hopped into it for a minute, and then it was just they were saying that we'll be back shortly, and then I X'd out of it, and then I saw their tweet saying that we're done. Like we're gonna host it another time. So it was the North American Apex Grand Finals were going on. I don't think it was on LAN. I think they were playing it.
It was online.
Yeah, it was online, and some kids, I'm assuming it's kids, went in and hacked them live. The pro players, they hacked their PCs and were like having cheats while they were playing. Like one of the players was on there and he's just like, I have aimbot. Yeah. And I remember one of them was like, you're good.
Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah, they literally were able to somehow get into their their PCs.
It was their accounts.
Yeah, into their accounts and download hacks onto them.
Yeah.
Dude, this is the times that we live in, bro.
Yeah.
This shit is scary.
It's insane.
I was shocked that this happened in such like a big event like that. On Twitch.
Is it ALGS?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And the Apex scene is, I would say it's bigger than the COD scene. And dude, I mean, they're getting hacked I feel like in a battle royale is way worse than like COD.
Yeah.
Because you have to end the game for everyone. Granted, like in COD, you have to end the game for 8 people. In this, you end the game for like, I think it's like 100 people.
Yeah.
What if like a team's frying and they're in first place or whatever, and then like you have to restart the whole thing like that, and the game's already like random.
Yeah.
When you drop in, dude, I would be so upset, and also I'd be upset at someone just hacking my account. Yeah, I saw that too. Like the guy was like,
Grand Finals too.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like, bro, big cash is on the line here.
And I don't know any of the players, but one guy was like, I don't know what to do, and he just like dropped his like controller. He's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I don't blame him. That's what I would do, because it's like, bro, if I start playing with this, like, what are the people who run the
rules?
league?
Yeah, like you just lost.
Like, oh, well, you're cheating. It's like, nah, dude. Like,
I would be stressing.
Oh my god. Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to react in that moment.
Did you see there's a clip of it? The guy was like, I'm cheating. I'm like, what? And then you could see every single player.
Yeah.
He just had like walls.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was insane. I saw a few clips of like that guy and then the guy I was saying before with the aimbot. I mean, that must be, I don't even know what that's like. You're just playing and then all of a sudden, boom, it just pops up.
Yeah.
And probably none of those guys have ever, actually done that stuff before, or let alone seen it. But then they just are like, whoa, I can actually see everybody, or like my gun is just aiming for me automatically here,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, this is really scary. I think this kind of leads into like a bigger discussion about a lot of these anti-cheats, because I know we've, been pretty harsh on it, and most of the people in the community have about this, was it Ricochet being trash?
Yeah.
And they talked about was a splat that was going to be like the game changer. Hasn't really done that much. I don't notice this stuff, and it seems like a lot of the people who are like on the PC end don't notice this. But man, I've never heard of this before. I've never heard of somebody being able to remotely hack your account and start fucking with you.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can't believe someone did that. Like, actually tried doing that on a grand final.
Yeah,
in front of everyone.
Yeah, how can you even access those accounts?
That's the thing. Like, you have to get access to those accounts somehow.
Because they're not playing on their like personal accounts.
Yeah.
They're all on like
league. Inside job.
Yeah, right.
And apparently too, like, I saw like a thread of it. Someone was like, they had layoffs at the developer of Apex. I don't even know who develops Apex, but
that's a good question. I'm curious.
They did like layoffs to their security for like the esports division.
Yeah. And
then this happened. So now people are like, conspiracy.
Respawn and panic.
Oh, respawn.
Respawn
okay,
and panic button. Yeah.
People are like, this was an inside job. So they got laid off. You're telling me they got laid off and then this happened? So a lot of people are
coincidence.
Like, yeah.
I mean, that would not surprise me. You know,
That's
We're
just
not-
like insane though. Like someone,
Well, okay, yeah. Here's how I
it's
see
insane
that.
doing it, but I get why. You got laid off. You're pissed off. You're
Yeah,
gonna
like,
do it.
yeah. I mean, I could.
Jail time.
Well,
Not worth it. But
well, didn't they? I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been someone on the flank who was talking about it. How they had said that they had just laid off like a lot of those guys that were in that department that would have been preventing stuff like this.
I saw a
You know what I
thread
mean?
about it. and,
Yeah.
like I
So they, maybe they were like pretty much sticking up the middle finger to them, being like, "Yeah, you got rid of us, and then this can happen."
yeah.
Which I think could have done it a better way.
Yeah, definitely could have done it a better way. Cause I mean, so I work from home like most of the month, and sometimes if I need tech support, like I just hit up like the tech line,
Right.
and they're like, "Hey, can I access your computer?" You hit yes, and then they just move. They do everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and we had this back. We've probably had this technology for like years. And this was back when I was like an intern.
Yeah.
2019. And they're just accessing my computer. I'm like, I'm not moving my mouse. I'm not doing anything.
Right.
They're doing it from like a whole nother like state.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So the fact that if they can do that, hackers can probably do anything. That's also why I get like sketched out about doing stuff online.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I feel the same way. It's kind of creepy, that those guys are able to do that. And again, it's not like, even still, if it was personal PCs, like how are you getting that information? I mean, that's just such a rabbit hole of stuff I can't even begin
Remote
to...
access, dude.
Yeah.
Like I bet all the PCs that those guys play on, they're league PCs, so they have to be approved.
Right.
So that's why this conspiracy, I'm like, this kind of makes sense because you need like admin permission, like someone that works on those PCs,
Right.
to get access to that. Like
Right.
they're not going to give that to any Joe Schmo.
Right.
That just makes the most sense to me, unless someone actually, 16-year-old decide to hack them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I feel like being on console, we're in our little like gated community where we're protected to a point. Like you can hack on console, but it's not as easy.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, like side note, that's why I get freaked out about like all the VPNs and stuff. People should be using VPNs.
Yeah,
I don't use one all the time because I'm not using my computer all the time.
ExpressVPN, NordVPN.
Yeah. VPNs are good to have if you're like traveling and like doing work on a laptop all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a thing with like credit cards, like they sell the RFID
Yep.
thing. People say it's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. I'm on the fence that it's not. The tap to pay. So RFID, basically, it blocks that because people in airports, like there was a scam going around. They would walk around and they'd like bump you by mistake, and they tap your wallet and it goes through your phone or through your clothes, and then they would scan your card
Yeah.
and like get your information.
Which is insane.
Or if you're in an airport, I have a thing where like I don't open up any personal like bank accounts, like investment, none of that in a public place.
Yeah, me either.
Because some hacker can pull that if
Right.
you're on a public like Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I always get sketched about that. Anytime I open anything regarding my banking or credit card, like any of that, it's always at my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, never in a public place. Even though like people probably be like, oh, you're just paranoid about it, but man,
We are
I don't
paranoid
care.
about it,
I'm
but
like,
it's
yeah,
just,
I'd rather be safe than sorry.
yeah, it's true. Like
I don't want to open up my bank account and then it's like $15,000 are gone. What
Yeah.
like what happened?
you just never know. And
Yeah.
I'd rather not take that risk.
Yeah, and it's again like I think part of me that like worries about it. You're saying it is true. We live in our console bubble because we don't experience all this stuff that much or have to deal with it. But I don't know. I think there's just gonna be. I don't know if there's gonna be at some point. It's gonna be a big shift where console gaming really just starts to diminish a lot, and it really shifts towards PC. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. I think console gaming is always gonna be around, but I don't know if it's going to be always the main source of gaming.
Yeah, I think we're seeing that shift of going to PC though with like younger kids. I bet if you ask your kids, like,
Dude, they do. They all
like,
play on PCs.
they want they want a PC.
They play on them, or they want a PC.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude,
no one wants a console.
You're 11 or 12.
Yeah,
it's like not cool having a PS5 anymore.
No, yeah,
it's cool
not.
to have like a decked out PC. Like it's worth $2,000.
Yeah, and parents like they have no idea what a PC is. They go to Walmart and buy like a desktop and like, here you go.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's it's insane because, well, one, PCs are very expensive. Two, I don't know when the shift started happening because it happened like during our time, obviously, but consoles are they're more affordable to a PC. It's just way easier to use. Yeah, I know PCs are nice because you can get like any game nowadays, and it'd be great. But like inevitably, like you and I are gonna have to upgrade to a PC, but you and I are gonna be playing like Minecraft and like co-op games,
Right.
And I don't know. I hope the competitive scene, at least for COD, switches to console at some point. That'd be great. And we have our console, and then on PC we just play whatever.
Right. Because, like, ideally, how I'd like to have it is that when we play COD or multiplayer games, for the most part, like, I'd have that'd be all on PC. You know, like if we find, because there's plenty of good co-op games that we can't play, I would do those on the PC with you. But then if I want to go play, like
anything else,
basically. like a lot of single player, story games, I'd rather do that like on my big TV, on my couch.
Yeah, it's just way easier.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking about this because a lot of, like, obviously most pro gaming, it's now gone to PC and it opens up to this stuff and we complain about it. But I'm just always thinking, like, why are we even doing this? Like, going to PCs if this is even like a potential. You know? I'm like, dude, the risk is so high that this stuff happens. And like logistically too, like it's not as I don't think it's that hard to go and get a bunch of PlayStation 5s and set them up as compared to having to go through, a whole bunch of PCs and set
PC
everything
checks.
up. Yeah, like that's insane. That's so much work. And for what?
Yeah.
Like for the game to like perform a bit better. Like to me, as a COD casual, that doesn't seem worth it to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, just play it on console. It's going to be way better.
Yeah. I'm totally with that as a COD casual. Yeah. Like we need to bring COD back to just console.
Yeah.
I that would just make it so much easier for every pro and like everybody watching. And two, you can picture it as like, oh, the pros play on a console. Like, get a console.
Right.
You don't need to go spend like thousands and thousands of dollars on the PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, like PC has its own like time and place, but the risk is just so high. And like in COD, you and I have complained about hackers, but on PC it's worse. Every pro player and streamer we watch, they're on a PC, and if they're good at COD, like they're getting hacked on.
Yeah, all the time.
That's not fun.
Yeah, all the time they're getting hacked on. And and again, just like we put out a short about it, about like the fact of crossplay like being the death of COD. And I do stand by that. I think it's just opened up the world to so many possibilities of people just, abusing the game or doing things that they shouldn't be, like downloading all those hacks, and then people complain about it. And then they're like, what the fuck, now I'm playing this game where I can barely play it,
Yeah.
Like we're saying that in ranked play. I mean, again, we're on console, we don't deal with it that much, very rarely. But when you have crossplay on and you have to, or if you're strictly on PC, like this stuff happens a lot. You'll see these guys doing it. Again, thankfully for us right now, like it hasn't been that bad. But yeah, I don't know. I saw that and it's pathetic. Like the whole Apex thing, it's ridiculous. Like screw that person, whoever they are that did that. But yeah, it's a real problem that I'm worried about in the future here. Like what's gonna go on with it. So who knows? I don't really know what they can do other than just take those PCs, big old giveaway. Yeah. Like it's insane that you have to deal with that at the highest level, and it would just be easier. Yeah, and dude, they got the PS4 Pro coming out, bro. It's gonna be time. Go switch.
PS5 Pro.
Yeah, PS5 Pro. Yeah.
Just get
the PS4 Pro.
Yeah. Just get that. Yeah. No, it's.
That thing's coming out, and apparently it's supposed to be like really, really fast. I don't. It's not supposed to be probably as fast as like PCs.
Yeah.
But still, dude, I'm like, why can't these guys play on the PS5 Pro?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's crossplay. I always imagined growing up, there was that Xbox versus like PlayStation war, like who's better player and stuff.
Yeah, we know the answer to that one.
Yeah. Like if crossplay was just that. Which I'm pretty sure everybody like thought about that back in the day. Like, what if Xbox players could play on Xbox against PlayStation.
Right. Then we can see who's really the best.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, like PC, like no one had a PC.
No.
Like if you PC gamed, you would have to go to the store and buy like the disc, and it's
or
PC.
Yeah, or you played like freaking RuneScape. Like that's what you played. You know what I mean? Or like what's the other one? The huge game, that big MMO. Oh my god, what is it? World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, like any of those games, like that's all PC gaming.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like a totally different realm. It's like, oh yeah, you play like those select few games, like still cool, but you play those games. You know, you're not over here playing like Forza, Call of Duty, you know, or like any, you know, single player game. You're playing like a lot of these, you know, I don't know, they're just all PC games.
But now it's like the standard. Like you're on PC and you play all these games.
Yeah. Yeah. It's dumb, bro.
Yeah. Go back to what it was.
I think they
console.
should. Yeah, man. I mean, dude, like I'm being serious, man. They got this the PS5 Pro. They should just like. I wish they could just go and switch over to that.
Oh yeah.
You know? Like I wonder. I don't know what the specs are on it, but I wonder how it compares to like what they're playing on some of these pro players, like speed wise and everything.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of a difference it is.
I'm sure it is like a difference. Like you'll notice it.
Yeah.
But because it's all depend on like the graphic cards that they have, and I'm sure they have like the best of the best, and a PS5 Pro, like regardless, like you can't put that in a console.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. I saw it like I've seen stuff rumbling about it, and then I just saw I think it was last night. I saw that it's gonna be coming out, and people are saying, you know, you're gonna buy it. Like, bro, I'm not buying this.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know. I bought the Pro for the PS4. And the PS4. I think I have the original. Yeah, I got the original PS4. The PS3, I bought the Pro. It was like that, or the Slim.
What's that Pro? That was just like another PS3 though.
It was like I think you're right. I don't think it was the Pro, but I think it was called the Slim.
Yeah. That's what I have.
Yeah, it's like that matte finish one. Where it's thinner. Yeah, I don't know if they're. I think they have a Slim already, don't they, for the PS5?
Yeah,
they had the 5, then the Slim, and then the Pro. I don't know. The 5 to me seems fine anyway, the way it is.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like console gaming, like you are capped to a certain point, right? Like there's only so much you can like add to a console.
Yeah.
But that's like the nice part about it. Like you can't, I don't know. If you can't what's the quote? You don't know what you don't have. Is that what it is?
Yeah, you don't know what you don't have until you lose it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So, something like that. Yeah, like cuz
or you don't I get you.
If you're on PC playing on like 240 hertz and then you go down to like 60, you can feel that.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure if you're on PC COD and you go to console COD, you're gonna feel it. But I still I don't think it's that immense. Like if you have like a 240 hertz like monitor and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, because the difference that I know is like when I go and play a game at 60 FPS compared to 30, like you can really feel it, you know? But I'm like, is that difference? Is it that big when you get up to like, you know, like beyond 60? You know, are you really feeling that difference? It's like, I don't know.
Well, that was like, you know, when I think it was Vanguard or MW2. You were playing on 60 hertz.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, dude, you got to bump up to 120.
Oh, yeah.
You bumped it to 120 and you were like, oh, this is way smoother.
Yeah.
So, like, you can feel that.
Right.
But
120 to 240.
Yeah. You definitely can feel that.
Yeah.
I felt that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But, yeah, like, if you don't experience any higher, like, this is fine.
Right.
I don't know what else?
But man, I think after a while, bro, I think you just get used to that. Like shit, man.
No, you do, yeah.
Like I go and play Red Dead Redemption 2, and that's at 30. 30 FPS, I think, right? Which is insane.
Yeah.
But that game still, like, I mean, you play, and then it doesn't take that long for you to just get used to how that game feels.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not that hard to go from playing that, and then I go and play, like, COD or some other game, and I'm like, oh my, like, it's weird to get used to. Yeah. I'm just like, man, you know, it's two different games, you know, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, and they're pros. They would adapt pretty quickly.
Right. And again, like, for what you're giving up, for what, like, with all the hacking and everything, like I don't see that as that big of a deal, you know.
Yeah.
Since that seems to be what more people complain about.
Yeah,
you know, streamers, pros, people who are just, you know, like casual players. That's what they all complain about. It's like, well, you could do it, but you just have to sacrifice this one thing. It's like, are you willing to do that? How many people are going to say no?
Yeah.
I need to keep my 240.
If you're an amateur or pro player listening to us, let us know if you would want to go back to a console.
I would be surprised. I'd be surprised if people were hating on it.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah.
Who knows?
That's our cheat spiel.
Yeah, right. There you go. Take that.
Yeah, we can talk about MW2 our grind or MW3 our grind.
Yeah, right. Or MW2 grind's long gone.
Yeah. MW3 grind has not been there. We've been
bro.
Yeah, we have fallen behind getting to 450. And we talked about this like the last like 2-3 episodes. Like I have friends that they're definitely worse than me. And they've been 450 for a hot minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I'm 370, I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
And so when you guys are listening to this, we have like a week to hit 450. So we are like, I'm like immensely behind. I know like you grinded out the other day or like over the weekend.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't leave my chair.
Yeah.
Bro. So I'm 410.
Okay.
I played.
So you did like 30, 40 levels, something like
that? What is that? About 35 levels.
Yeah.
In a day. Yeah. That was the only day. So because again, like I do 6 days a week, and Sunday was the one day where I had pretty much nothing to do. I got up early, did everything for the podcast, like got that in, and I'm like, all right, I need to play COD. I have to do this, you know? So I just made a whole pot of coffee. I'm like, we're not leaving here. And I played till like, I was probably around like, I think I hopped on like 7:45, 7:30. So I'm playing a bunch of morons.
Yeah.
I was like, take full advantage of this, pop a double XP token, half hour. And yeah, I think I played till about 6 o'clock at night, like 6:30. I played pretty much all day. You know, take some breaks, of course. But after that, like I started like shaking. I was just like, all right, bro. You know, I was just in the DOS house cycle.
Yeah, now you know why. Before why I haven't been playing. I've been like super busy. And the work was crazy like last week. And so I got you the clips for our TikTok and Reels last night, and I was like, all right, I did the math out. I need to do 5 levels a day to hit 450.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, all right, 5 levels a day, that's doable, but I'm trying to do it without double XP.
Right.
Because I just know like.
So that's what you have to do that now?
Yeah, 5 levels
a day.
Yeah, 5 levels a day. Which is, it's doable. With double XP, it's like a little harder. It's just, you know, double the games basically.
Right.
I'm trying to do it without because I just know at the end like it's gonna get busy, and you know with my news like it's gonna be busy.
It's gonna be worse.
So yeah, so I'm trying to save my double XP until it's needed,
bro.
So I did 5 levels yesterday, and I signed off at like 12 or 12:30 around there.
Yep.
I was like, all right, that was a decent amount of COD after a long day.
Yeah.
For 5 levels.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to like push through it.
Yeah, tonight I think we're just gonna play separate pub matches and just vibe,
grind,
and chat. Yeah, just hit levels.
Yeah.
Because we haven't been as consistent this season.
Which is funny because I like this game so much more.
Yeah.
This game's way more fun.
Yeah, I mean, even too, like, you know, compared to MW2, like, I could sit down and play MW2 a decent amount. But man, like, just sitting down and playing this game, like, I just sat down and played that for, like, what? You know, I don't know, 10 hours or something like that, 9-10 hours. And it was not hard.
Yeah.
You know? And I was in DOS house, like, 80% of that. You know, and I just didn't get like sick of it, and it's a testament to the game. Like, this game is just like it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's just like it sucks that our lives, and yours in particular, like just more shit's going on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come on, bro. Like, I don't want anything to go on in my life anymore. Yeah. Like, oh, dude, like I'm taking the day off Wednesday. I'm just like, man, I need a day. I need a mental health reset day. I'm like, bro, we're just gonna play that day. Like, I need to.
Yeah.
I can't. We need to put more time in on this.
Yeah, and we've been saying that for the past couple of weeks, and my goal is I'll be ahead of it by the end of like the weekend. I want to be like 400,
Yeah.
not more.
Yeah.
Then I'll be like ahead of that, like 5 levels a day.
Right.
Ideally, I want to get it down to 3 levels a day because then that's just way more manageable.
Yeah, and that's like that for me too. That's where it's like, okay, we could do a couple games of ranked, and you'll get 1 or 2 levels within that, and then you go play 2 or 3 pubs before or afterwards, and you'll hit that.
Yeah.
But now it's like, bro, if we go and play like we've been doing, we'll go play 1 game together in pubs, and then we play ranked, bro. You'll never hit that 5. Like, you'll maybe get 2 levels.
Yeah, usually when we play ranked, I'll get like 2, maybe 3, depending like
if you're
how
flying.
good. Yeah, and playing like a ton of objective.
Yeah.
And then I have to play pubs. So yeah, we just got to hit I got to hit the 5 mark and put on the time now. So hopefully, like by the time you guys listen to this, we'll have like a little over a week left of the season, and I'll be close to 450.
Yeah, and then we move into season 3.
Yeah.
Which is wild. And there hasn't been any news yet as to what's going to be in season 3. I'm expecting something with this within this week. By like when we do episode 163, that's probably when they'll have stuff coming out, or at least rumors and stuff. But I don't really know what to expect with it, honestly. I'm hoping that, of course, we're going to get some new maps and whatnot. But man, we talked about it last week. I just hope they add in some like MW3 maps. I hope that wish gets granted, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's my dream right there. Like, again, give us some of those and I'll be happy. And I said it then too, and I'll say it again. Like, I just doubt that's going to happen, but it's kind of a letdown. Like, that's one letdown along with the raid episodes being gone. That's one. I forgot. I just see that. I'm like, dude, here's another season. No raid. Could be season 4. Still no raid.
Yeah.
Like, we going to talk about this? What happened to our boys? But yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to still go through some of like I don't know, like what are they? Like they've been just kind of cherry picking through random CODs, some old maps to remaster. I'm assuming they're going to stay true with that. Probably give us some new ones. They've been doing a good job.
Yeah.
Like, Vista's a really, like, I really like that map. Rio's a great map.
Greece.
Yeah, Greece, Meat, whatever. Yeah. But like those are solid maps. So I hope they continue this streak of making solid new maps.
Well, like for the CDL though, like they added Rio into the rotation.
Yep.
Like I forgot, like they want to add Greece into it. They got Greece. They have Departures. Yeah, and Vista. So if they add those 3 new maps now, like the game's just better to watch because the teams could be more competitive now.
Right.
Because like I said earlier, Rio, you can take a really bad team against a really good team, and if the good team screws up like a tiny bit, the bad team can take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Just because Rio is just so fast paced.
Yeah.
But I hope they do that for season 3. I'm hoping they do add like more maps. Hopefully they're good maps, like you said. They've been on like a good trend of it so far.
Yeah.
And they've been doing a good job this year in terms of like updates with the game and stuff. It's just weird because the MW2 maps, like I knew this was going to happen. Everyone they're stale now. Everyone's tired of them. We played them for so long and we need like another refresh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this game's fallen victim to like taking advantage of nostalgia, because everybody wanted those maps because they were so good. But you didn't really think about it at the time. But now that you're doing it all over again and you're playing them all over again, you're just kind of like, I don't know. I'm over it. Like I like the maps, but I'm like, but I want other maps to play. I don't want to keep playing these maps.
These are the maps that like you and I didn't even like love MW2 maps.
No.
Hot take. Like I like High Rise, I like Terminal, like Afghan, but there's just a handful of MW2 maps that we did like. MW3, we like love all the maps.
Right.
So again, if they add MW3 maps, it might be a different take for us.
Yeah.
But I think that the larger map pool you have, the better it is. I'd much rather have every MW2 map, every MW3 map, then we won't get bored so easily. And I think these MW2 maps, people are starting to hate them more and more. And that's like tarnishing the nostalgia of MW2. Like people are like, wow, this game, like maybe it actually sucked. Like these maps are not good.
Well, and then people be like, well, dude, this gun and like this hot, you couldn't do this in the original one, which is, that's all true. You know, those games, MW2, the original is so different compared to this one. And these maps just don't play the same.
Yeah, they don't.
And, you know, I think you're a fool if you didn't think that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, they had to rework these maps for this COD. And again, I'm with you. Like, I like these maps. Like, they're good, but I'm not crazy about them. And I would wager to say, too, even with MW3, if they did all the same things with these remastered maps, I would be stoked on it. But after a while, I'd probably be like, all right, we still need new maps. I like these maps.
Yeah.
I like them. But I need...
Yeah.
Like, I need another one.
Well, yeah, that's why I think if you have all MW2 maps, all MW3 maps, like you just have such a large map pool of selections.
Yeah.
Odds are, like, you're not going to get the same maps over and over.
Right.
Then, like, you're good.
Yeah.
Like, even if they didn't add any new maps, like, after that.
Right. But they just had a large amount of them. Yeah.
Yeah, like what? That's like, it's well over 30 maps total.
Right.
Like, you're not going to get Invasion and Karachi over and over and over again.
Well, it's funny. Remember when we were playing a couple nights ago, and it was we were doing our first pub warm up, and I think it was Karachi.
Yeah.
And so I was like, dude, Vista. You're like, nah, dude, Karachi.
Gotta play
for
Karachi.
Ring. I'm like, but dude, I'm like, I played Karachi so many times.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm on your end too, because we should play it. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, I've played Karachi so many times.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want a little bit of variety. I want to go play a little bit of Vista, and that's where they're kind of at. They've got these maps that, you know, we've played them so many times, and we're only gonna be, you know, we're gonna be into season 3 here soon, and I'm tired of them. You know, like all being remastered maps. If they were all new maps for a new COD, you know, like they were in MW2. I'd have to go back and see how we talked about it in an episode there, because I probably wasn't as tired of them, but maybe I'm not sure, because I can't remember how the maps were in there. I think I might not have liked as many maps.
Yeah, I think we didn't like a lot of maps from MW2, but we were asking for them to add MW2 maps.
Yeah,
and now we got MW2 maps, but now we're
still not happy.
Yeah,
we're just tough to fucking please.
Well, no, again, it's just like you need to add a giant map pool, so you don't get bored. Yeah. There's no way if they add like over 30 plus maps that are actually in the rotation, like you're not going to get the same one over and over. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Yeah, because like even with competitive, we just play Karachi, Invasion, Terminal, Skid Row, and maybe Sub Base. Yeah, and those maps, they're not. And high rise, yeah, and they're not great. Yeah. For this game, right. For competitive, they're okay. Yeah, and I think if you and I played Cold War, and we played on Raid and Standoff, that'd be different. Oh yeah, like just over and over and over again, because those maps were great maps, and it worked on that game. Yeah. This game, you know, with the tac sprint, like where you can mantle and jump over. Yeah,
everything's kind of fugazi.
It's just different. Yeah. So. Yeah, honestly, I really think if they want to make COD like really, really good again, get rid of tac sprint, and add like a shitload of maps. Like, I don't care if they're from old games. Just give me a giant map. Stop like just slowly feeding me one map at a time. Give me 30 plus maps from all the other CODs, and then add new maps later on. And then make a playlist for it. Like, throw them in the rotation. Imagine if we had like 40 plus maps. 40 plus maps. Like, we are not going to get the same one over and over again. Like, that'd be great. So, Treyarch puts out like good maps anyway. So, maybe we won't have that problem there.
Yeah. Bro, I mean, I agree. I think that would be really fun. I would like that, because, again, it's the whole idea, like, on this note, like, closing it out, man, like, for a lot of people, you know, you talk to, you know, super casuals and stuff, it's just playing a game and it feeling fresh every time. And the nostalgia only gets you so far. Yeah. You know, like, the nostalgia definitely reels people in, but does it keep them? That's the question. I don't think it does. I think that, you know, something like you're proposing, like that idea, I think that would keep more people interested in, because you have to be playing so much to get tired of those maps. You know, those maps on certain modes, like over and over again, yeah, it would be tough. You know? Yeah. Like in this case, imagine playing like bootleg
and then all of a sudden, next game you're on Afghan, and then all of a sudden you're on like
Resistance?
Ardennes Forest,
Yeah.
and then you're on like I don't know Grozny Raid,
Bro.
like you're just all
And you back out.
Yeah, you're just all over the place. And
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
you want like a ton of variety.
Yeah, you look at like the map vote and you're like, oh, okay. You know, instead of just being like, yeah, same ones all the
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
you know? Instead of being like,
What-
Vista.
Yeah. Like
Save us.
Yeah. See, I know what you're saying. Like I get it, but we're also on the fence too. Like you and I play ranked, so
Yeah,
we have
no,
to practice on that.
Yeah, it's
And
true.
it's just-
But it sucks.
Yeah, no, it does suck.
You know?
It's like we get Karachi and Invasion. I'll say the majority of the time, like when we play pubs,
Yeah.
and because there's not that many other maps.
Yeah, and then in ranked, it's like you're only playing those maps. you
Yeah.
know? And that's like totally random as to what you're going to play. So then sometimes it's just like, all right, you know, here we go. Invasion Hardpoint, okay. Karachi Hardpoint, okay. Invasion Hardpoint again.
Yeah.
Oh, we get a Karachi search, you know?
Yeah. We know what we're gonna do.
yeah, exactly. You know, so it's
Same breakoffs.
yeah, so it gets stale, but now we'll see. I mean, hopefully with season 3, you know, we'll keep it up in 163. See if they add, you know, a little banner, tell us what's going to be in there. I'm hoping that it's some new maps. Again, it's going to be some new maps, some remastered ones. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they add in there to keep our attention for another 60 days or whatever
Yeah.
it's going to be, however long.
I think they're gonna add like new zombie stuff. So
They better.
yeah,
They better.
yeah.
Because otherwise, I think that community's going to disappear. They're going to
Yeah.
be like, I'm done. you know?
Dude, who knows? Like maybe if next season we like max out pretty quick our levels,
We can go back.
we can go play. Well, actually, no. I'm pretty zombies. You get XP too from it. I don't know how
you do.
much XP, but if we played that, maybe it'd just be like a fresh take,
Yeah.
and like we actually like it.
Might be worth it.
Yeah, there are a lot of like YouTubers that I watch that don't play like COD that much anymore,
Yeah.
and
But they play zombies.
yeah, they play zombies.
Yeah. Now we'll have to go talk about it.
Yeah.
Maybe for a future episode.
yeah,
But all right. I think we'll call it on that one, yeah?
yeah.
All right.
good.
So again, everybody, thank you for listening to episode number 162 of the COD Casuals podcast. Of course, be sure to go to anchor.fm/COD Casuals, and we're on all streaming platforms, as well as going to our Instagram and our TikTok for the short form if you don't want to watch the whole episode. And of course, to Twitter, where we're active all the time. I still refuse to call it X, but
Yeah.
you know, one of these days. And then as well, I think I already said it on the YouTube. Be sure to go over to the YouTube, comment, like, subscribe, and then on every platform, 5-star rating. And yeah, I think that's it, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so again, everybody, thank you so much for listening to episode number 162 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike,
I'm Justin.
and we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.